Good morning, everybody. Today, let's start with financial planning. Financial planning is vital for managing money wisely. It involves assessing your current financial situation carefully. Acha, now you can guys tell me, what do you mean by financial planning? In simple words, financial planning means money. It means creating a thorough plan for finance. In simple layman language, it means creating a thorough plan for finance. This encompasses your income, which includes your expenses, your investments, and savings. It helps to visualize your financial future clearly. This is what you plan your financials in such a way that it helps to visualize your financial future very clearly. You should know where are you investing, and in future how much will you earn, which will help you to have a planning for your future financially. This is based on life goals and anticipated changes. Means that this all depends on the life goals. Like means like what type of where are you standing today and what are your goals after 10, 15 years. This all depends upon your goal. Understanding the financial landscape is crucial for successful planning. Means that understanding a financial landscape means what? You should understand what is your financials, how are your financials, where do you stand today, which is helpful for successful planning for future. Okay, so effective. So to have a good future, financial future, financial planning is very much necessary. Why it is necessary? You can say why it is financial planning is important. Financial planning is why it is important because it helps you to it helps to achieve your financial goals, which is both big, it can be, and small also. A solid plan reduces stress about money. And see, today in this world, every individual has stress. Like today, I have money, but tomorrow, will I have or not? Will I be capable to satisfy the wants and needs of myself and of my family? So it's a stress. So this stress helps reduces by doing a financial planning. It gives you peace of mind and confidence daily. It gives you in the back of your mind, yes, I have done a financial planning. If today also, if my income is not good or is not good, then I can have that. I know I have a backup. I have a financial planning for my future. Medical emergencies can also be financially draining without a plan. Sometimes emergency comes like especially health financial comes, so you should have funds immediately. But today's world, no one has so much of funds. But through financial planning, you can use your financials accordingly. Good planning leads to better financial security and independence. If you have a good planning, if your planning is good, then it leads to better financial security and independence for future. Okay, that is why you say that financial planning is very much important in every person's life. Today, every person should have financial planning and must do. If they have not done, please do it as soon as possible so that to avoid any stress, to avoid any stress and you cannot meet your emergency funds. Then you can see what are the objectives of financial planning. Objectives of financial planning is make sure your finances are stable. Once you start doing your financial planning, you have to make sure that your finances are stable. Means that you have you have flow of income. You have flow of money. That means you can have inflow also, you can have outflow also. Have a plan. Having a plan keeps you afloat when things go wrong. But when you have a plan in your mind, when you have done any financial planning, you can see what's going wrong, what actions you have to take. That is why stability is essential for your mental health. Once you know you're financially stable, this has also gives a stability in your mental health, which is much necessary in today's world. Achievement of both long-term and short-term goals. See, you have to do financially planning. It depends upon your goal. You want to do short-term, you want to do long-term. If you are doing both, then you have to again have to see what type of why you want long-term short term, and for how long you need. So it all depends upon your goal. It's like suppose in future you want to buy a house. Then what? You have to. It's possible that you make your goal is like to buy a house in future. You have to. If your goal is clear that you need to buy a house, then you have to obviously invest for long term goals that you can say 10, 15 years or 5 years. This keeps you accountability and motivate that you can reach your goal. This helps that yes, I I have surplus funds to buy a house in future. Then building wealth over time. Then you have is what? Building wealth over time. What is that? What do you mean by building wealth over time? Building wealth means once you start doing your financial planning and once that you started implementing on your planning, then slowly your wealth will increase. Your wealth will increase over time. And how it will increase? Your net worth will grow by a lot. Your how compounding interest affects your savings also, it also depends on that. Long-term financial freedom also gives you, and security gives you gain technique for building wealth. Once you are financially secured, financially stable, and independence, it also helps you to gain gain technique for building wealth. Then you have is being prepared for emergency. Okay, you have done your financials planning and everything, but you have to also keep in mind that once you start doing your financial planning, you also have to keep some funds, aside for emergencies. Like the funds should be kept in that it is quickly accessible. Means that you can if you have got an emergency, because at that point of time you cannot go to the bank and remove. No, you have to have funds available with you during emergency. So then you have to be prepared for emergencies. Okay, this fund should provide enough money to cover living cost for 3 to 6 months. Uh, you have to prepare your emergency in such a way that suppose if you don't have your inflow of income, then these emergency funds can help you to cover your living cost for 3 to 6 months at least. So this is what you have to be prepared for your emergencies. Then you have to make plan for retirement. See, nowadays retirements starts at early age around after 60. So once you are in 50s, you have to start making a retirement. Not 50, when it's around 40s, start making a retirement plan. Because a good financial plan makes a good retirement plan in future. It is important to have a lot about pension. You should know about the funds. If you're working, you have a lot about pensions, retirement accounts, and other to make money. Then social security benefits are a part of overall plan for retirement. Means social security. Then planning ahead will help a lot of to save more for retirement in long run. Once you start planning, you have to make plans for retirement, which will help this for long run. This is what happens when interest build on itself. Means this when does this happen? When you start investing from now, and once you start investing from now, interest will build on it. So this is how your wealth will also increase, and retirement plan will also be a comfortable plan for you. So I hope you should know you should know the importance of financial planning. Then we learn about the principles of financial planning. Now, what are the key principles of financial planning? Key principles is it is guided. Financial planning is guided by key principles. What are the key principles? See, first you have is SMART goals. You have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. What do you have? You have specific, SMART. SMART is S is for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Now, what is specific? What is specific? Specific means you have to have a clear financial goals. Specific is that once you start doing your financial planning, you should know what is your financial goal. You want it for long term, you want it for short term, and for what purpose are you planning for? You should be specific about the amount, how much you need in future. So you should be specific about how much you need and clearly your timelines like you how much for how long you want to invest, for how long you are there using it. It all depends upon that. Then you have is measurable. What do you mean by measurable? Means that you quantify your goals. Quantify means you measure what type of how much you want to invest. You measure how much you want to invest for clarity and focus. And then after that you decide how will you track your progress effectively. Okay. Then you have is achievable. So you have set the goal. Are they achievable? You have to set those type of goals which can be achieved, which is not impossible to achieve. You have to set realistic goals as in today's market. You avoid setting goals which are too ambitious and too unrealistic. You cannot set goals which you cannot achieve during the decided timeline. So you have to set those targets which are achievable. Then you have is relevant. Ensure that the goals align with your life values and priorities. Means that once you have decided your goal, you have to see that whether the goal decided by you are relevant with your time bound, relevant with your life values and priorities. Are they matching your priorities? Are you doing for yourself for just heck of doing it? No. You have to do it as per your priorities. Then you have time bound. Time bound means that you have to select the time, the financial goals you want to set for 10 years, 15 years. This is, or you can do it for retirement plan, depends. And this creates a sense of urgency and motivation. This creates a sense of urgency and creative and motivation. I hope this you have understood what you mean, but like how can you set a financial planning? See, and also you can set your priorities. Determine your priorities. By how? Create a thorough list. You create a list of your priorities, then you follow a spending plan to develop sound money management skills. Then you give dedication and consistent introspection. Growing on your goals are necessary. You have to first make priorities, and then accordingly you have to decide what are your priorities and what are your non-priorities. And after deciding upon that, then you should know how you should go about it. Then you have financial planning process. So you've understood what is financial planning, why it is important. But now you should understand what is the process of financial planning. It consists of the following key steps. What is it? First is step assessing crucial financial situations. What is that? It means like first of all you should know what are your finances right now. Like, as in today, what are your finances? Where are your incomes? Where are your gain losses? Or where are your expenses? Where you can spend? Where are you spending? Where you can save? See that. You take a close look on it. Then compile a detailed information on assets, debts, income, and expenses. Then you make a detailed information on assets. What are your assets? What are your debts? What are your incomes and what are expenses? Then you have to see what is your current net worth. Then comprehend your present customer is essential. Comprehending your present circumstance is essential, means that you have to scan your today current situations, which is very much important for your planning. Okay. Then you have next is setting financial goals. Second is what? You have to set your financial goals. Based on your financial goals only, then you can start planning. Clearly define your goals, short-term and long-term goals, to improve commitment and clarity. Put them in writing. If you want to give them for more clarity, right? Keep them on writing. And then establish a deadline, foster focus and urgency. Then you have to establish a focus and urgency on this financial goal. What is third? What is third? Developing a plan. Once you have decided your financial goal, Then you develop a plan. What type of plan? You can say what type of plan. This plan should include savings, investment strategies, and what action will you take to reach your goal. Then you say you consider, then okay, you have understood, but what are the some obstacles also you face? What type of obstacles do you face to overcome them? You write down that, understand that, you develop, and accordingly be flexible and adjusting as plan as needed. See, once you decided a plan, the plan will not work accordingly. There will be changes in the market. There will be other, factors which will affect the financial planning. So this, accordingly, your plan should be in such a way that it is flexible in nature and it can be, adjusted as per the situations. Then you have is you then after developing the plan, what you do? You implement on the plan. You have to start implementing on the plan. Then after implementing means what? You keep a track on your progress. Are you like progress means once you have invested, you have made a plan. Just check. Okay, I have made a plan properly, and what are the progress I'm getting? Are they getting any? Is my money increasing or decreasing? Am I earning any income, or what? Is it just like I've blocked my money for no reason? So you can, this is how you implement your plan. Okay, communicate your goals to family members and for support. Sometimes you can even communicate to your close members, and get their also ideas. What are their, what are their views? Because even they might also have done. They can give you expert advice, or some their experiences on that plan. Then you can monitor and revise the plan. Once you have started implementing, monitor them and just see, are they giving you proper what as expected results? And if not, then you revise the plan. And then means revising means you can remove from that and put in some other product. It all depends upon the progress. And please don't hesitate to ask professional advices if needed. Okay. Now we'll do types of financial goals. Now there are two types of financial goals. You have short term and long term. Okay. Now, what do you mean by short term? Short term are those like where you can um saving you save for short period of time, for suppose for a vacation or for paying off small debts. They help you to experience quick wins and motivations. So basically, for short term, like suppose if you want to go for a vacation, you need funds. Now you have to plan a vacation at least 6-7 months before. So accordingly, you have to see how much expense are being how much money is being required for this vacation, and accordingly to start investing or start saving for this vacation. So this is what your goal is to go for a vacation, but to go for a vacation you need funds. This is what short term goals. This is you achieve your short term goals, and then once you achieve it, you feel happy and you feel motivated. Okay. See, short-term goals again, they consider like your emergency funds, prioritize the short-term goals that are aligned for long-term vision. Normally, small short-term goals are gives you a line for long-term goals. Once you start investing for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, this helps you to have a good vision for a long-term also. Then you have medium-term goals. Goals for medium term usually last for 1 to 5 years. Savings for down payment on a home is an example for greater organization and self-control and sufficient transition goals. Medium term is what? It's a goal which is lasts for normally 1 to 5 years. Okay, and then you can say is that normally it is used for paying business ventures or for schooling, etc. Suppose if you want to pay the school fees, paying school fees again, you have to save money for that, and you start saving when it's just during normally you have for 1 to 5 years or 10 years, that. Now you have a long term goals. What is long term goals? Long term goal is usually more than 5 years, longer than 5 years. Long-term goals are usually for more than 5 years. They consist of they pay for schooling or saving retirement. Long-term goal is normally for savings for retirement or for schooling, etc. These goals are called for assistance, consistent work, and extended period of time. Regular savings is essential for success. Okay, this is what long-term goals is. Then you have budgeting and cash flow management. What is budgeting and cash flow management? Again, you can say to have a sufficient or effective financial planning, you should do budgeting. Budgeting is very much important in financial planning. It enables you to efficiently track your earnings and outlays. It helps you to track your earnings, and because once you make a budget, you know how much your income is, how much your expenses is, and how much money you can avoid, how much spendings you can avoid. It all depends upon preparing a budget. Why is budget important? It keeps financial control by sticking to a budget. Once you prepare a budget, you have to stick to that budget to achieve the goal. So this helps you to, do various changes in your lifestyle. So it guarantees the consistent living within your means. Okay. Sometimes overspending also, changes your budget, which can lead to a lot of outflow of income. So this is again a budgeting, you have to be prepared for it. Now you have methods for formulating of budgets. You can succeed by using different budgeting strategies. 50, 30, 20. Rule suggesting aside 50% for necessary. See, to prepare a budget, you have to know the strategy. 50, 30, 20. Rule suggests setting aside 50% for necessaries, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. Okay. Then you can say is zero-based budgeting is an alternative strategy in which each dollar has a specific function. For accuracy, keep track of it. Basically, once you start making a budget, you should know 50% of your income should be aside for necessaries, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. This is how your 100% of income is being distributed. Okay. Then you have is controlling cash flow. How can you control? What is cash flow? I guess I have made you understand what you mean by cash flow. Cash flow is a movement of cash in and out. You can say in inflow also or outflow of cash into your account. You should be fully aware of your cash inflows and outflows. You might experience more stress and financial challenges sometimes, not every time, but some point of time you might feel that I have a lot of financial stress going on. I'm in need of money, which is not being available with me. To keep track of these transactions, create a cash flow statement. You always have to prepare a cash flow statement, and you should be aware of your cash flows, where you're spending, planning, and frequent observation also enables for adjustment. Like once you start, you're keeping an observation or keeping a track on it, you know where you're spending, where your income is coming from, how much it is coming from, and accordingly you can make some adjustments. Okay. Then this is how you make a financial planning. Financial planning is very much important and is very much needed in today's world for your future. Okay. This point of time, I'll stop here. I hope you liked this video. Please give your comments or any queries if you have. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. Thank you.